The image of hell created by Clive Barker in the Hellraiser franchise is rather deep and complex. It includes everything from Leviathan's gateway to hell to its gatekeepers in the form of Cenobites. In fact, in a hellish world ruled by Leviathan, Cenobites are the actual forces running the show. Hence, it's not surprising that there exists a wide variety of them, each entrusted with a particular task of keeping the forces of hell evolving in perpetuity. Today, we're going to explore the role of one such particular Cenobite named Orno, a Cenobite who's responsible for continuously creating new puzzle guardians, along with pathways to hell. The real villain, you might say, but Orno wasn't always this way. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Orno's life before becoming a Cenobite. Before becoming a Cenobite, Orno was a smart and well-educated man devoted to science. He wasn't filled with the grisly desires as most people who get transformed into Cenobites usually are. On the contrary, he found his pleasures in solving mathematical problems and puzzles, constantly searching for the pure formula or equation. Then one day, he encountered the lament configuration. Face to face with the puzzle box, Orno in his human form couldn't resist solving it. It was his obsession with mathematics that led him to becoming the Orno Cenobite. Because he opened the puzzle box with curiosity, he was cast into hell and converted into a Cenobite. But how could Leviathan let go of Orno's mathematical brilliance? The puzzle box became his mathematical gateway, as he was tasked to keep finding new pathways to hell, while also creating new puzzle guardians through a weird process. Orno's modus operandi. Orno's method of creating a new puzzle guardian is shown in Clive Barker's Hellraiser Book 5, Mazes of Minds, where Leviathan demands something new and refreshing as he grows tired of the existing souls. Orno is indeed ready for the task. He starts off with a raw material, which is provided to him by Leviathan from one of the many denizens living in hell. He then goes on to transform the raw material into a finished product, which will carry out Orno's bloodline onto the earth. The goal is to produce a puzzle guardian who takes care of their puzzle box with the utmost precision and faithfulness. In order to do so, Orno quite violently slashes the skull of the raw material, exposing his brain. He's not interested in the mere exterior body of this denizen of hell, but the maze of a mind is what excites Orno. He dives his hand inside the freshly exposed brain and extracts every bit of information about the raw material. All his quirks, expectations, and even his carnal desires are now in Orno's control, as the Cenobite proceeds to lick his brain-soaked fingers in order to taste the maze. Once he's inside the maze of his captive's mind, Orno cuts the pieces needed to create a new gateway. He carefully provides shape and form to each piece, reflecting some strengths or weaknesses. These pieces eventually combine to form the new gateway to hell. After creating the gateway, Orno imbues the raw material with two things before sending him to Earth. He injects the raw material with carnal desires and his own superior genes, which will produce a guardian who will love and protect the box. Once on Earth, the raw material is tasked with the sole purpose of seducing and mating with a female in order to procreate, and he doesn't disappoint. Wasting no time at all, he finds and impregnates a prostitute. With Orno's genetic material delivered, the purpose of the raw material is now fulfilled. Immediately after the act, he swarms off the gates even without paying the woman, and jumps in front of ongoing traffic and commits suicide. Cut to 9 months later, where the pregnant woman gives birth to a beautiful child with unusually green eyes, implying Orno's powerful genes. Much to the astonishment of the doctors, the mother dies during childbirth, fulfilling her role in the process. The child is later adopted by a family where he's given the name Ian Miller. Ian lives peacefully till his 16th birthday, when he receives an unknown birthday present. Thinking of it as a gift from his grandmother, he excitedly opens it and finds an illuminated puzzle box. He didn't know, but his life was going to be changed from this very moment. A new gateway was successfully formed, and a new puzzle guardian was born. Orno, a terrifying presence. Orno as a Cenobite is not only dark from the inside, but also is quite terrifying with his physical presence. He adorns a pale white skin, wrapped with heavy blue robes and an exposed chest. 3 curved silver arrows are always protruding from his face, from which multiple wires clinch the skin on Orno's brow line, jawline, and even chin. This adds a whole lot of eerie factor to his look. Orno's stretched jawline, due to the stretched wire, reveals his ear-to-ear smile, which is enough to freak you out while watching him perform the ghastly mutilating acts at his workstation in hell. Orno's role in Hellraiser lore. Not much is known about him, but Orno still appears to be a powerful character in the Hellraiser universe. After all, he's the one whom Leviathan has personally handpicked to provide him with fresh souls regularly. Although he wasn't a bad guy during his life, he's become quite the feared Cenobite with remorseless manipulation in order to sustain the creation of new gateways. But Orno's real power lies not only in his ability to create the new gateway, but also because he fathers new puzzle guardians like Ian Miller. As we see in the comic Maze of the Mind, Orno is dedicated to pleasing Leviathan, as he accepts that he has been provided everything that he needs and is obliged to create new guardians and gateways, as per Leviathan's order. It can be clearly understood from Orno's personality that he's quite enjoying his role as the generator of new puzzle boxes and puzzle guardians, but this doesn't mean that he is any lesser in terms of the cruel and nonchalant behavior of the Cenobites. However, there is a stark difference. Marvelous verdict. Orno is definitely one of a kind. He's certainly different from the other Cenobites in two important ways. First, his transformation into a Cenobite didn't happen because of his life of depravity, but rather only due to the curiosity of his nature. Secondly, his life as a Cenobite is not a regular one where he transforms unsuspecting individuals, but rather based on a specific role in sustaining the continuity of Hellraiser, relating directly to his mathematical skill set. The task of creating a new gateway, along with a capable guardian, takes skills even as a Cenobite, and it seems like Leviathan has entrusted the best person to the role. We think it's high time Orno is featured in one of the Hellraiser movies. What do you think? Tell us in the comments about Orno, and press the button if you found the whole video interesting. Don't forget to like and comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. See you next time!